Hey traders, Raghee here. In this update, we're going to take a look at the NASDAQ and S&P, their daily trends, and some of the day trading setups that we're seeing. So the first thing we need to definitely just accept is that yes, the equity markets are still very much in a downtrend. And while we might get rips higher from time to time, the volatility in a downtrend is actually higher than the volatility in an uptrend. The corrections, the retracements are far more violent, oftentimes very swift in a downtrend, more so than in an uptrend. So downtrends are just more volatile. And this is a downtrend in both the S&P and the NASDAQ. When we see the kind of day today, and it's really interesting because when the indices, even though they're in a downtrend, are able to come off their lows and leave these wicks behind. Let me tell you something. One of the first things you're going to hear every time is a much more bullish tone in the day, which I have to tell you is borderline ridiculous. You know I'm always going to tell it to you straight because this is the downtrend and we're going to get excited about that recovery within the context of this downtrend. That's a lot of optimism, arguably a ginormous hope-ium addiction. We don't want to get addicted to that hope-ium because a hope-ium is what's going to get us thinking thoughts like, oh, Jerome Powell's not going to keep raising rates. Doesn't he see what's happening to the stock market? And oh, this low we didn't close really weak. So clearly the market wants to turn around. And I'll tell you, that same thinking probably led folks to pick bottoms in this move somewhere along the journey higher until it got absolutely whack-a-moled and took us down to a lower low. So please, please, please don't engage in that kind of thinking. By the way, if you take a look at the central bank trajectory for rates via the Fed Fund futures, we are going to see likely two 50 basis point hikes, one in June and one in July. The next meeting's in September. So there's a good chance by the time we get out to September, we will be a full percentage point higher in the U.S. central bank rate. That is hardly at all, right, accommodative in terms of, oh, we're going to tap the brakes or Powell seeing what's happening to the equity markets. Look, Powell knows as long as he has a small window to hike rates, he has to do it because the only way that he saves the market later on is to be able to cut rates. You got to hike them first to cut them. So that's the process we're in right now. If you want to be a buyer, and this candle is tempting, channel all that enthusiasm, take all that hope-ium, and come over to the 5-minute time frame. Come over to an intraday time frame and day trade it. Find levels of support and oversold levels and take it to the upside into the close. I think the ES was a far better example of the kind of bullish day trading, being above the line in the sand on the daily for as much as we were. It was a whole lot easier to take that bullishness over to the 5-minute chart of the S&P and take advantage of the afternoon stair step higher. And if we're going to see the rally into the close, it's usually going to begin with some sort of stair stepping with these time and volatility levels, okay? So maybe you've seen these before. This is a process and subsequently an indicator that reflects the process that I created. And this harkens back to my 24-hour trading days in Forex. How do we take historical volatility and map out a path in the equity markets using support and resistance, or in the futures markets, or in the Forex markets, or in crypto? If it has historical volatility, you can do this. And so this is the formula that we created. And you can see here how it just stair-stepped up with the market. And that's something you can do in that afternoon session, which, by the way, for fade buys was far better, right? And if this is interesting to you, by the way, we're just 1 month out. I can't believe we're only 1 month out from the annual, all right, the third annual. This is the third annual, by the way. The third annual. I'm pretty excited about this. This is my biggest class every single year I've done it. Third annual day trading class. It's 1 month away, June 25. And we've got the webinar and then a special second presentation that we're going to do that's going to allow you to get a whole lot more understanding of what we're going to do in the class. We're breaking up that typical 1-2 webinar this time because I want to try something different with you all. We have such great conversations in Charts and Coffee and our weekly notes live. You all are so great that when we have our second webinar, we're going to make it far more interactive and really start to dive into what to expect and the mindset that has been working in 2022, which is distinctly different for the mindset in 2021 and 2020. And that is always a risk-first mindset. That is always a mindset predicated on how do I position size and how do I protect myself if I am inevitably wrong. And that's what keeps us in a market like this without blowing up. That's really important, gang. And so again, if you're feeling the need to pick a bottom, or the need for speed, that new Maverick Top Gun movie's coming out, cannot wait. If you're feeling the need to pick a bottom, take that energy, channel it over to the day trades, and start thinking about the way in which you can take advantage of the stair-stepping in a neutral environment using time and volatility. All right, gang. Thanks as always for watching. Thanks as always for joining me for Charts and Coffee, Monday through Friday, 9 to 9:20. Also, our weekly notes live conversation every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And if you have any questions on what we covered here today, leave them down in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Thank you for smashing that like button. And I'll see you in the next update. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.